Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Daytona International Raceway for the very first video regarding the 2029 NASCAR Cup Series mock in a way. So basically what I did to get this roster here is I went into AutoSim, which is a NASCAR simulation game. Went into it from 2009 to 2029 and basically took the roster from that, made a bunch of paint schemes for everyone, and here we are now. So we're going to go ahead, take a look at the schedule, and before we get started, we have 39 total drivers for this season. They're all full-time, so let's get into it. So obviously we're going to have the Daytona 500, which will come out tomorrow, hopefully. And then next up on the schedule is the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Will be the second race of the season, 75 laps. So that should be a fun one to watch. Next on the schedule is none other than Martinsville Speedway. We're going to have 100 laps here at the short paperclip oval. First short track of many. So it should be a fun race indeed. And that's going to move us right on into the second short track of the season, which is Mansfield. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mansfield is on the 2029 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. And we're going to be running 115 laps at this half-mile paved short track. So this should be another exciting event. We have a few more new tracks coming to the schedule this year, so stay tuned for that. But the next track on the list, on the schedule, we're going to be rolling the dice at, we'll be heading out to Nevada, rolling the dice, like we said, to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the 5th race of the season. 80 laps here at this venue. Another race that'll be very exciting, but we're going to head back east for the next 2 races here, which will be at the first track is Dover, the Monster Mile, 90 laps here at this concrete 1 mile banked oval. Get a quick pan around the track there. Should be a fun one to watch. That'll be the 6th race of the season. As we come up to our next race, and we'll go into Pennsylvania for this one. We'll be heading out to the Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway for yet another race here. We have the normal 36 race season still to this day. 65 laps here in Pennsylvania. And then we're heading down to Tennessee for the next one. That's right, we're going to Bristol Dirt here on NR 2003 for the 2029 series. This is going to be a, let me check, 100 lap race on this dirt oval. The first dirt race, I think that's the only dirt race on the schedule. Followed by some right turns after this. So let's go see what track is up next. Yep, heading back west for the next race on the schedule, Sonoma Raceway. Used to be known as Infineon Raceway. 25 laps here on this road course. And then we're going to head back to Virginia for the 10th race of the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, yeah. So let's go ahead and go to Richmond. Yep, Richmond Raceway is still on the schedule. 115 laps for the race here in Richmond, Virginia. And then followed by that are 2 more short tracks, which are Memphis making their series debut, and another track also making their series debut, which will be Iowa. Memphis has a 130 lap race, while Iowa only has a 90 lap race because it's a little bit longer. And then we got another super speedway race on the schedule. Let's check it out. We head down south to Talladega Super Speedway for only the second super speedway race so far. 45 lap race. But this isn't the only 2-mile oval in the schedule here. After Talladega, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Michigan Raceway. 75 lapper here before Rockingham, which is a 85 lap race, which is coming to the NASCAR Cup Series this year. You got I'd say a few more first timers, or well, either making their series debut or series return in the schedule, but we only got 2 more races until the All-Star race, so let's go ahead and see what track is the second to last one. That's right, North Wilkesboro Speedway is coming back just like Rockingham is, and they're back-to-back as well. And this is going to be one of the Crown Jewel races. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Crown Jewels this season. So I think that'd be fun to see who gets the most Crown Jewel wins this season. So North Wilkesboro back on the schedule here in 2029. Now let's go see what happens before the All-Star race. Gateway is making its series debut just like in the real world. And it is the final race before the All-Star race at Charlotte. 95 laps here, so keep that in your books. This should be quite an exciting race here. So you can hear the cars practicing right now. So let's go see what's after the All-Star race at Charlotte. But you all can guess this one. It's the Coke 600, 150 laps. So let's go ahead and head to Nashville Super Speedway. After that, we'll see what's after that. We're staying in the area here. We're heading to Nashville Fairgrounds for the 135 lap race right after the Nashville Super Speedway, after the Coke 600. And this is going to be a heck of a race if they keep racing how they are in practice here. So let's go ahead and see which track is next. We are coming up on the playoffs here, so we'll have to see how this ends up. NASCAR returns to the Milwaukee Mile for the first time in a handful of years for a 100-lap race. This should be an exciting one to watch. A lot of bumping and wrecks are probably going to happen here. So we only have a handful more races left before the playoffs now. We only have 5, sorry. So let's go see what those last 5 races can be. Yep, we're continuing tradition here. We're coming back to Darlington Raceway after the Milwaukee Mile. 75 laps for this bad race here. It's going to be a lot of excitement all night long, as it usually is at Darlington, so hopefully have a good showing there. So we got Iowa with another race. This time it's a weird number. It's 99 laps instead of 90. So that'll be exciting. Then we got only our second road course of the season. We'll have to see which one that is. Watkins Glen is still on the schedule. It'll be a 30-lap race here in the 2029 season. After that, we have, I want to say, yep, that'll be our final new venue for this season. Coming up next, and it's the second to last race before the season finale at Daytona. Or at least the regular season finale, that is. And we are here at Chicago Motor Speedway. And no, this is not Chicagoland. This is a different Chicago racetrack, Chicago Motor Speedway. Because in this timeline, it still exists. It'll be a 110-lap race here at the 1-mile oval. So that'll be a fun race to watch here. And hopefully all the drivers are content with the schedule and have a great time running all these tracks. There's a lot of new tracks. A lot of new tracks. So now we got Daytona as the regular season finale before the playoffs, and then Darlington to kick off the playoffs, and then Richmond and Bristol, which will be the regular oval. I just realized I've had Spotify playing. I'm gonna have to bleep audio now. Okay. Oh, yay. So after the round of 16, after Bristol, we got Las Vegas, Talladega, and then the Charlotte Roval for the round of 12. And then the round of 8 is Atlanta, Kansas, and Martinsville. And then the season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway. That's where it's going to be ending it all off at. So, yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the roster for this season, because it's a pretty big roster. 39 drivers for this season. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the roster and their paint schemes for the 2029 NASCAR Cup Series. So the first car on the list is Chase Briscoe's number 1 Bass Pro Shops Dodge Charger for Dairyman Bros Racing. And then next up we have the number 2 Alex Bowman Miller Toyota Camry for Penske. Then the number 3 Bobby Merritt Tomic Rain-X Ford for Junior Motorsports. And then Alexander Curtis's Credit One Bank Toyota Camry for Max Q Motorsports, one of the new teams. And then Hendrick Motorsports is still around with their number 5 Kellogg's car, Tyler Reddick, behind the wheel of this one. And then you got the number 7 of A.J. Young in his Spam car, driving for Gaunt Brothers. And then Reed Sorensen in the number 8 for Dairyman Bros Racing, Guitar Hero Target Machine. Pretty cool car. And then he got the 00 Aaron's Dream Machine of Reagan Daniel for Kurt Busch Motorsports. And you got the number 10 of, I can't remember his name, Kurt Hicks for Front Row Motorsports in that number 10 car. Then you got the 13 of Austin Hill driving for Germain Racing in the Geico Ford. Then you got the 15 Barry Kalove Dodge for Dairyman Bros Racing. The 16 of Matt Benedetto in his Ford Fusion 4 Roush Fenway Racing. You got the 24 of Trevor Bayne in his DuPont Hendrick Motorsports car. Then you got the 25 of Dustin Flores for GMS Racing. The 30 of Derek Kraus for the 23XI team. You got the 39 of Julian Mack for Max Q Motorsports, car number 2. She'll wait, maybe not. Let me just double check quick. Yes. Then you got the number 42 of Dane Dunn in the number Target Dodge for Dairyman Bros Racing. They have Christopher Bell, the 2nd Germain Racing car, number 45 Nestle Ford. And then H. Scott Motorsports fielding the 46 Eagle Jet International Chevy for Dustin Griffith. We got the 48 of Ross Chastain for Hendrick Motorsports. The 49 of Matt Sanchez for 23XI. The 52 of McClure something. Drawing a blank on his name. Marty McClure in the Gainer Outdoors number 52 for Kurt Busch Motorsports. Justin Allgaier in the 54 DC Solar Chevy for GMS. Ashley Frank in the Hot Tamales K-Love 55 for Furniture Row. And then the number 56 Toyota Napa car for Kurt Busch Motorsports. Then you got Kyle Larson in the Kyle Larson owned number 57 Finley Farms Menards Dodge. And then you have Ashley Wade. I think it's Ashley Wade. Amanda Wade, sorry. In the 64 Crown Royal Urban Tools 64. You have the 69 of Jeff Hayes for JTG Doherty Racing. And then the second junior motorsports car, Fowler for in the 71 Smoky Mountain Advair car. And here's the 77 Mobile 1 of Marvin Day. Can't remember what team he's on. He is on Team Penske with Alex Bowman. 78 Furniture Row car for Front Row Motorsports. Hey, see what I did there? David Reagan Racing fields the 79 for Corey Kraft Red Bull car. And Corey Battle in the American Ethanol 82. And then here's the other Red Bull racing car, driven by none other than David Reagan. And I think I did pretty good with these Red Bull cars. I didn't want them to look too similar, so I kind of inverted them. I think they look pretty cool. And then Carson Hocevar in his auto trim design Gumouts 86 for, I want to say Front Row. Yeah, Front Row Motorsports. Teammate to Kurt Hicks. Here's the 87 DraftKings Google car, driven by Jaden Salas. And then you have the 88 of Daniel Suarez Amp Energy Mountain Dew car. I think that's the last one, isn't it? No. AJ Allmendinger, the number 91 Advanced Auto Parts Spicer Dodge for Evernham. And then this should be the last one. It's the Kevin Snyder car, the one that I almost lost. He's driving the number 97 US Pavement Follett Ice Machines Toyota Camry for Kurt Busch Motorsports. And that is the full roster. So now we're going to go ahead and head to the Daytona 500, which will be up in a few hours from this video. So thank you all for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. And hopefully the 500 puts on a great show. See you then.